for their hopes at getting to Germany, folks. NRG versus FaZe.
The dream run continues, but a nightmare approaches. FaZe clan stand in the way of this lower bracket run for NRG Turtle.
Here we go, 87% of the chat as well. I love seeing the hype behind NRG and the momentum that they have built so far in this regional event. I'll be talking about it, beating so many reputable teams, and honestly, who is gonna stand in their way right now? It looks to be a fiery hot first killer who's been hitting crazy angles, ridiculous double taps, some flip resets in there. And now we're questioning, is that enough to ruin this NRG squad and kill all that momentum?
So what you're saying that yesterday was like a Tuesday for first killer?
Yeah, basically.
With all that stuff he was in. I mean, it's actually ridiculous how consistent this guy is and the come up he's had throughout the past couple of years. The teams that he's even helped carry to results that maybe they shouldn't have even got. The story of first killer in the RLCS is, it's a good one, and it's fun to watch him play. Mist coming across, wants to pass out a Sypical, and the compliment was Sypical and Mist. They're not to be counted out on this FaZe squad. NRG getting started here.
But we've also got a duo of our own on NRG with that Gary G and Justin synergy that's been building a lot. I mean, if you watch that Furious series, but I think First Killer wanted to interrupt me real quick because he's going for a lot of crazy plays. The solo dribble, nice 50-50 off the backboard, and it set up Mist for a shot, but the defense from NRG does stay put and continues to be rock solid. But like I was saying, that duo of Garrett G and Justin moving forward, the transitions between those two have been flawless and something worth noting.
Oh, Squishy, it has had really a resurgence this weekend on this team, has been in the forefront of a lot of these pushes. Garrett and Turtle during the Cats yesterday, we were kind of over the moon with how well Garrett was playing in that Furious series. Still trying to get set up, and besides that one attempt from FaZe, it's been difficult for both teams to grab hold of this ball. Squishy's attempt is just dumped off into the corner. And NRG yesterday, they got aggressive against Furia Turtle. They were able to put on a lot of offensive pressure. And it wasn't just like an aggressive defensive hold all the time for NRG. Certainly they did that, but they showed yesterday they're capable of getting just as aggressive, and wow, Justin stayed with it. Sypical, it didn't go in, but it bounced off the corner.
Justin didn't bite on that initial shot too. He stayed and guarded the top corner, and Derek G by himself is gonna go ahead and turn the tides of this battle after getting a ridiculous save from Justin. Gary G can go by himself on the front line.
Well, Sypical started backing up. And Garrett, he saw that pass happening. He was in the perfect spot to snipe it, but Sypical's backing up on that play. And it ended up giving Garrett that little bit of space, and then he made it work.
Yeah.
So Garrett getting the first goal here for NRG. Misses that touch though. Tried real quick at it.
One of the main things.
That's the kind of the scary thing, I think. Sorry, I'll say go ahead in a second. But the scary thing to me is if NRG gets started on the right wheel here, like they could take that momentum.
That's basically what I was gonna say, and you can already see that FaZe Clan are as uncomfortable as ever in game number one. You've got all three members side dodging now out of the way. First Killer didn't get the first block. He has to go for the backboard read, and it's given right back into the hands of Justin.
Great shot from Justin too. Sypical dove the route, anticipating the shot. Justin recognized it and went low. Hit him with the ground shot. Now Justin demos one, but he has no boost. Can't get back to the ball. The awareness from Justin on the shot, but FaZe Sypical no contact. They caught NRG out, rotating back, and here's another one, but Sypical not able to find his way back to the ball, and FaZe has a chance maybe they should have had. You think earlier to that Sypical try as well.
But Justin, look at that 50-50 down the other side. FaZe Clan can't get a solid grip on any form of possession. They've had a couple of good sequences down the other side, and even a couple of transitions that look like they might come up with a goal or two, or at least a shot or two on net, but they can't hold or maintain any pressure. I think a lot of that has to do with Gary G right here, being aggressive, getting in front of Sypical, going for 50-50s, winning challenges like that from Justin. And now look at Gary G up in the air. He's winning another 50-50. It's plays like that that help rotate back in time with this NRG defense.
I don't remember if I've ever seen Garrett be and I use this term endearingly, as much of a ball chaser as I've seen him this weekend.
Yeah.
He's going for everything.
Everything,
He will not let anybody get any space for free. He wants to speed that ball right by you, and he's looked great doing it. I mean, it just feels like a bit of a different Garrett G, almost an upgrade.
Yeah. It looks like he's turning in rotation much quicker than we typically see him. He'd rotate all the way back, maybe get a full boost pad, but Garrett is very willing to immediately turn, cut rotation, because Squishy or Justin are playing more passive, and get in the face like this, a first killer. But even if you're getting pressed, he can almost hit that crazy flip reset.
Oh, first killer, that was a great setup. Typical just couldn't put it on the mark. Typical, 3 different times now, his number has been called to make the shot, and 3 times he can't make it happen. FaZe absolutely stuffed here in game number 1. Garrett pushes Typical back. First killer, a little bit of space. Maybe FaZe gets something here. They gotta be quick. That's about as quick as you can make it. First killer doesn't make contact. Sitting with 11 on the board, but there's no time left. And NRG will take the first game here against FaZe Clan.
They're still blocking it on the goal line, and you're absolutely right. First killer and company struggling a lot with the accuracy. We're looking at the scoreboard. This is what, 9 shots for FaZe Clan on 0 goals. They had opportunities, they had a couple of chances, but nothing too strong. And you mentioned Typical in particular. I felt like he had the best shots, at least opportunities on the net that he's going to want a couple of chances back at.
Yeah, FaZe.
Oh, that's
they had a lot of pressure like early on. Yeah, that was awesome for sure. And Justin, top of the leaderboard for his team. Garrett, again, continuing to impress me at least, and shutting down FaZe and chasing that ball down. But probably not the start FaZe wanted here. Got to find a way through NRG.
Yeah.
And they really couldn't. I honestly don't think it looked that bad. It just comes down to the shooting. And Typical had the best looks. His number was called, so it's just that accuracy has to improve.
Yeah, it didn't feel like a rough game for FaZe Clan at all. It just comes down to the execution. I think they would prefer, obviously, to hold more pressure, but with the level that we're seeing Garrett G in particular hit in the midfield and with these challenges, you can't expect to hold too much pressure. It's going to be a dogfight in the midfield. And I think for a FaZe Clan, you've just got to pick it up in the shooting department. And if you can do that, it's going to be a much closer game, but we're already off with a strong NRG offense, with Squishy getting a stab at the net.
Well, we talk about the importance of scoring first in a game, and teams in North America that do score first in a game have won 73% of those games. NRG in this event have scored in 79% of their games, they've scored first. And their season total was 50%. So it's a massive improvement in their ability to strike first. And that has to.
Wow. You can feel the shift, too, even in the first minute. They've been stuck on offense for this entire time, building these chances, looking to at least set up more teammates. And Justin, alone by himself, what does he do? He's got the flip, almost gets around miss. That was a ridiculous shot, but an even better save. And here comes FaZe Clan.
Oh, first killer, great move around Squishy, missed. 2 touches! Benefited off the whiff from Garrett, and FaZe score first.
It was a good look for Justin. You thought he was going to put it into the back of the net, but missed, kept them alive. And look at him go on the offense. He transitioned so quickly down the other side, saw the backboard space, and punishes.
FaZe do get that first goal and actually collect, but it was off of that Garrett whiff. See if NRG can right that ship, but FaZe, you'll absolutely take it after none of the shots went in last time. It's typical. Just trying to buy some time. First killer missed with the whole way back. Justin back to Garrett. And that will force FaZe back a little bit more. Good form here for first killer. And a nice soft touch back to typical, but Dia starts to die a little bit. Mist had to hurry up to get to that challenge. Ended up losing it out. A demo from Mist may open it up for first killer. Goes for the pinch, and Squishy was ready.
And that's where I get scared a bit for NRG, is if you're giving space away, or honestly deleted out of the way. At that moment, excuse me, you weren't giving it away. You were bumped out the way by Miss, but you can't let first killer have any amount of space on this field. Of course, if you give him an inch, he's going to take a mile. That's just what we're used to seeing. The mechanics have been picking it up for FaZe Clan, slowly getting into that peak striking form. We're seeing the shots be more accurate, the touches going their way, controlling the pace much better. And I'm not seeing nearly as many challenge wins like Garrett G in the midfield gets stuffed, and we just see FaZe Clan looking to lay siege to this NRG defense, as that one barely missed the goal line.
NRG trying to keep the walls unbattered. First killer loses the ball a little bit. Squishy pops it up. Now Justin, a little bit of boost. He's got Garrett on the wing. Garrett on target. Garrett in the net.
Where has this NRG offense been all season long? Garrett G off the pass, the pre-jump from Justin. They're all on the same page. Squishy to Justin, Justin to Garrett, Garrett to the goal.
And Mist was still rotating back. He sees Justin in the air and he gets frozen on the back wall. Everyone from FaZe was still rotating back. And that's the worst position you want to be in if you're Mist. Having to defend that free pass to Garrett.
That's amazing. That is ridiculous stuff from NRG. Building that transition and also being in position for Garrett. So aggressive. Justin, he landed in the perfect spot. Squishy can't get the angle. It was an opportunity that came and went, and Garrett G still pressing.
Mist trying to break this out. First killer and Typical gotta stay back. Justin gets a freebie. Justin has the reset, but he couldn't get the touch clean enough, and it got away from him. Garrett, another one. He just follows it straight down. Justin already jumping with the catch. Squishy coming in. Justin knowing he has to buy time, weaving his way, but first killer snips it down. Mist gets bumped. Garrett G in the air, going across. Typical able to drop down, get to the fence. FaZe have the form on defense right now, but NRG are just throwing their cars right in front of the box. Garrett coming around. Squishy, hard touch, but Mist was ready again.
And this isn't a horrible sign for FaZe Clan. Of course, they're dealing with a lot of pressure, but if you remember back to that first goal, it all started with that goal line save from Mist. So a lot of emphasis on the transition for FaZe. I think they're trying to catch NRG to press forward as they're hunting for this second goal. And it could be that big clear from Mist here that sets things up. But Typical backflip to not give even more space to Justin to keep this ball in the defensive half of FaZe.
And Justin just didn't have anywhere to go with the ball despite Typical's backflip. He had first killer right behind him. He had Mist also rotating in the other side. Now Justin
double demo.
Deleted. Garrett, though, gets control of the ball and the boost. Beats Mist to it. Squishy in the air. Squishy off the board. Justin, free shot. Mist with a save. Back over to the corner. First killer trying to get back out. He's by one. He's by two now. FaZe trying to break out, but Squishy still on the back line as Typical swings it back across, and there's just nothing there for Mist. Has to defend Garrett's clear. The end of regulation on Forbidden Temple. Another try. Typical wins the touch. First killer. Back over to Mist. FaZe at 1 second left. Take the lead.
And this is exactly what I feared for NRG. They had so many opportunities, couldn't capitalize, and it's one transition down the other side, 1 second remaining, and Mist almost seals the deal so long as they get a good kickoff.
That was scary for a little bit there for FaZe, but they kill the kickoff, and they will take game 2.
Oh, that is ridiculous stuff. The defense, especially from Mist, that man in particular was having an outstanding defensive game, and he also had both of the goals. 3 saves, 2 goals for Mist. Absolute MVP of this game. And this shows the arsenal of FaZe Clan. They're willing to not just have first killer show up with mechanics, but a player like Mist can come through and close a lot of these gaps on defense for FaZe Clan.
Yeah, and then first killer breaking out on that play and setting that up. Typical had that touch to beat the defender, just trying to get it over to the corner rather than trying to do 50. Everything went right on that last push for FaZe when it felt like they might have succumbed to the pressure with NRG. I mean, they were throwing their chassis at the ball, aggressive offensive posture, but just couldn't actually get that final shot that got them the lead. That overtime, I think, really reset the momentum that NRG had been building, and it helped FaZe just, set the tone, or reset the tone rather, as we head to game 3.
Yeah, and that could be the approach that FaZe Clan are going into this game and this series with, is just a more defensive style. Maybe you let first killer do a little bit of that magic in the air, flip reset opportunity. We've got a lot of strong transitions from FaZe then. That's been the main thing. As first killer looks for a psycho off the backboard.
Of course he's gonna go for it. Now Justin, first killer, one boost coming off the wall. Just got the grab, now he's left dead in the water as Garrett pinches it right in!
Garrett G, he gets the flip reset and realizes nobody wants to challenge, so I'll hold it all the way until I hit the ground and snipe the bottom right corner.
He saw first killer, he thought about going to the wall, but then he was like, wait, I don't have any boost. But maybe that would have been the play as Garrett's coming down, but it wouldn't have mattered.
Oh, Garrett G, he's in a new form, man. He has activated Super Saiyan, and Squishy is not going Super Saiyan off the backboard, I'm not gonna lie.
That's the same thing, that's the same way FaZe scored the first time in the last game.
This is reverse Super Saiyan, Jorby. I'm not sure what's happening here.
What is reverse Super Saiyan? Like Sad Vegeta?
I think you just like shave off all of your hair instead of it turning yellow. That's pretty.
Oh, so you become Krillin. Yeah, no one wants to be Krillin.
There you go.
Well, NRG, as the top analyst in the game would say, hit the ball.
Yeah.
The first killer gonna carry this down. He gets missed with a double demo. First killer can't shake Justin though, and it's pushed back.
Mist is still doing so much dirty work. 2 demos, opening space, providing for this FaZe clan offense and defense with Squishy. Bit of retaliation and also a nice net, to shoot at, but the pass might have been a better opportunity. Things are stabilizing, or at least I say that as first killer takes out one player. So physical from FaZe clan as we get into the second half.
Too juicy of a pass there from Squishy. Garrett couldn't catch up to it. Typical in lead on the ball. And he drills it right underneath Justin, but Squishy's ready.
Justin's looking for a demo.
And it works out, and Squishy nails the target again. Justin playing headhunter.
Squishy, this is redemption for him. He's the one who missed off the backboard, so it's gotta feel good to find his mark. And Justin was hunting for that demo on Mist. The pressure must have made him off his line a little bit. The rotation might have slipped up. Can't get the save, and NRG back on top.
And this time they can respond in regulation. But Mist already on the ball in the kickoff, on the reset, on the double touch, but he missed! Right off the bar, another touch, back to first killer. A softie, he couldn't get enough power. But also, there were a bunch of NRG members in net. It could have been a free clear, a free transition. Squishy's gonna get one anyway. Here he goes, down the field. Squares up against Typical. Justin had jumped and...
Oh no, Garrett's alone.
Couldn't make better. What?
He's still winning a challenge.
First he goes for the Psycho. Then he goes for the poke.
Was he going for a pogo there? I didn't even get a chance to see.
It looked like a poke, or he was going for that.
He's trying
the ball got away from him.
He's trying to disrespect NRG. I don't know if a pogo is the right strategy, but I guess you got to get more and more creative as the defense has been picked up for NRG. And you've noticed, Jordan, there's been a shift too for FaZe clan. They've been getting more physical than ever in this game, but it's not really working out. The timing isn't there, and Justin, he's also looking for a demo of his own as this ball does roll back into the corner and pinches across.
Right over to Garrett with a full tank. He's used a lot to get back to this ball, though. Tried to control, tried to get the bump, was unsuccessful. Justin, no space to first killer, cuts him off, and another one from Squishy. These challenges in game 3 from Squishy. Now Justin has Typical on the wall. First killer comes up. And now he's got possession, forces Squishy back. We got another NRG member. That's Garrett flying in. And Squishy doesn't have to make the save. Now Justin, downfield, cut off again by Typical. FaZe have stabilized on the midfield, but it's NRG with possession again. All of FaZe wait, missed. Done waiting, got the 50. I think this one kills the drive for NRG.
I'm a bit worried, though, for the boost tanks. Out of all 3 members of NRG, I've been on Squishy's cam for the past minute and a half, and he has been struggling. He has 100 boost to his name now, but so far, after these demos, it's going to be hard to get back into the rotation and find boost. But if you got a player like Garrett G, who's alone, even when 2 players get taken out, he can waste enough time and allow you to get back on defense.
Just slotted himself right in the passing lane. Typical's flick denied again by Garrett G. A free ball for first killer, too high off the bar, missed up in the air. Justin pirouette got the save, missed touchdown. Typical finally puts it in for FaZe.
They were knocking on the door for so long, and eventually something breaks through. Missed the recovery on the backboard to pop it out for Typical. Unbelievable, and Squishy just a little too slow on that challenge.
Now, everyone cheering on NRG today. You know, no doubt Squishy, Justin, and Garrett have lots of fans out there, and you know, a lot of the fans out there, you know, trying to give Squishy the power of the ocean and trying to drown out FaZe Clan. But FaZe, you know, they're just strong swimmers. It's hard to really knock them off their balance.
Yeah.
It's typical, trying to do a little more than just tread water here, but NRG at least neutralize things here on the midfield line. A couple of booming back and forth touches. Mist goes high. Mist just whiffed the ball. Justin potentially blocks it. But he's going to put that one up high and help NRG out here on defense.
And this feels similar to the last game, where things started out good for NRG, but FaZe Clan slowly crept their way back up into a winning position. And Mist with a good 50-50, it almost squeezed in. And then the finishing shot from First Killer comes through.
You gotta look out, because First Killer's always on the hunt. That bounced off the post. Just, Justin, he wanted to touch out to the corner, but the way it bounced down, didn't expect at least the force it bounced down with. He couldn't get it to Garrett. First Killer punishes with 8 seconds left.
10 shots for FaZe Clan so far, compared to the 7 of NRG. Now they want to make it 8 if Justin can put it on target, but instead he's got to go off the backboard, or excuse me, the sidewall, and that ball will kill on the ground. FaZe Clan battle back in the second half and get their second game win.
Great job stabilizing from FaZe Clan. First Killer sitting at the top of the scoreboard for his team, but Mist, I think, has been dangerous heading down the field. I mean, how many dangerous chances did he put on target? How many threatening double touches did he have? Even had that flip reset double attempt to put more pressure on them. Yeah. And the crazy thing is, I think Garrett's shot was just insane. But the crazy thing is, if he doesn't whiff the backboard, NRG, maybe we're going to overtime here. Maybe they even win that game. But it's 2 whiffs in the last 2 games from NRG that really have ended up costing them. These games have ended by 1 goal each time.
I really feel for Squishy too, because he's been in that third man position the entire series, and that's a lot of responsibility. It's kind of a similar role that Mist has on FaZe Clan that we're witnessing in front of us. Mist is always on the back line, always rotating back, trying to get boosts and get the last goal line save. They're guardian angel of each respective team. And Squishy just hasn't had the boost to transition out quickly and to get involved on offense. And on top of that, he's missing off the backboard too, that one mechanical error. So you're gonna come into this game questioning his mental, how he's gonna approach this. Is he feeling a little bit unconfident now? Will he continue to press forward? We're gonna have to wait and find out. Because like you said, Jorby, if there wasn't that one clinical mistake, we would have seen an overtime.
You know, and with what Garrett has said before, at least yesterday and in his post-game interviews and elsewhere, is they haven't really been feeling that pressure. Yeah. So you think little things like that, if things continue the way they have for NRG, then it probably won't shake them too bad. It probably won't shake Squishy that bad. Think about how close it has been. 2 whiffs, we might be talking about a 3-0 NRG score line rather than 2-1 FaZe. And no timeout for NRG, despite the 2 straight losses. They opt to just go straight into the next game. First Killer, good control. The reset challenged out by Squishy.
The beginning of this game has been a little off for NRG. We've seen 2 double commits now, a demo from Typical on Squishy. Offense applying themselves well from FaZe Clan. And I think that NRG are just too eager now to go up for a lot of these challenges. Gary G can get the save on the goal line. Squishy, nice dribble. I love the possession. That's what's needed to waste time. And even, get a shot on target. Squishy looking to be not tilted at all. I guess everything I said was completely irrelevant because, my goodness, that was a great look from him.
Well, it can change game to game, really minute to minute, can it?
Yeah.
That's the chaos that Rocket League provides. Such a hard game to consistently perform game after game. Justin switching out. First Killer with a reset. First Killer all by himself. He's capable. It's typical, trying to kill it. Garrett, big clear.
And here we go. Nice transition out of Mist. Still looking for First Killer. That's that 3rd man role I was talking about. Mist is always in the back line, holding things down. Typical wants to set up even more plays, but look at the offense work. Look at them cook. Justin, the pre-jump save. It was right in the middle of the net. Squishy can't get a touch. And now NRG scrambling on defense, trying to still keep this score 0-0.
I think First Killer might have blinded Squishy with how hard that fake was. Didn't amount to anything, though. Justin was pass! That amounted to a goal for Squishy!
And this is such a good sign for NRG, seeing Squishy on the other side have enough boost to get aggressive and also be on the receiving end of this shot. Two players in the same spot for FaZe Clan. Justin weaving between them and passing that ball into the midfield.
First Killer almost pull shot, missed into the save. It was close. Not close enough. RG score first this time. It's FaZe Clan. On the transition, First Killer, catch over another, and another save from Justin. That is 2 saves. He has to defend mechanical attempts. One from Sipical, was it? And the other for First Killer. Oh, wait, I think both were for First Killer, actually. There's another stop for NRG. Missed another save, rebound back to Garrett. Sipical all over it as Justin just trying to kill the ball back to Squishy Muffins.
But it feels like it's just a matter of time for FaZe Clan to start hitting their marks. I definitely think that first goal line pre-jump save out of Justin, while it was fantastic work for him to be in that position, the shot was not the most accurate. There was so much more space that you could have shot at, and I think for FaZe Clan, this is kind of reminiscent of Game 1. Not seeing the best shooting accuracy, and your time is dwindling away, especially with demos like that, and a good 50-50 out of Garrett G to keep the pressure applied.
And the demo to even give that space. Now Squishy in front. Sipical got the first defense, but Garrett's in the air. Missed, stuck on the wall. The shot's not good enough. Justin tried to read it. He couldn't. First Killer on a breakout now, back for FaZe. And he's trying to move downfield. Garrett trying to get into position. Squishy defeated. First Killer bumping one. First Killer, the bulldozer, puts FaZe in the tie.
The one-man army. First Killer behind the ball, keeps it to himself. Past one defender, bumps the second, and paves the way for Sipical.
FaZe, it's the physical game that's been the difference maker. So many bumps and demos. That one leading directly to a goal again. That demo right there, Justin demoing First Killer, missed responding by demoing Justin.
That might be the answer for NRG to get back into this game. Start to get physical yourself. I think you need to at this point. If you're getting bullied out of the way, it needs to be a good response. Good space now for First Killer. Looking to build something in that corner. Missed. What's he going to do with it off the backboard? He could have gone for the pass, but the double is that much more intriguing for the man, and it's still saved Justin on the goal line.
Justin has like what's like the highest reading level that you could possibly have? How in the world are you getting every single save like that? You're left alone. Like the rule is you're supposed to get dusted in that situation. You're not supposed to be goated, but it's Justin, so should we really be that surprised? But FaZe, like the opportunities are good. They got great chances, but they're getting stuffed by one man in particular, and that's Justin. Squishy and Garrett coming across. First Killer, another attempt back to Sipical, and he can't put it on target. Missed, can't go.
Justin has kept NRG's dreams alive of winning this game and kept them tied up, but now Sipical could make this a one-goal game, and it's going to be First Killer off the hard work of Sipical on that dribble.
Another late lead here for FaZe. Sipical, great catch, freezing Squishy. Garrett rotating back. He has to just jump and hope he can get to it. But when First Killer hits it with such force, that's going to be a tough one to make happen. Great setup from Sipical and finish from First Killer. FaZe Clan taking control of the series. But Garrett on the kickoff. Here he comes with a reset. Drops it. Justin deletes them and missed. He can't save them. NRG tie.
Missed. He got the 50 on the goal line, and Garrett G fakes the flip reset, allowing so much time for Justin to demolish the goalkeeper, leaving only Mist to keep them alive. Can't find the 50-50 out of the net, and Squishy drives it home. 3 seconds remaining, all tied up. NRG are back in it.
Another overtime. NRG haven't been able to pull away a victory out of it. And here's Sipical. He wins it off the kickoff. Garrett left by himself, but he's got a full tank. That one touch will buy time for Squishy. Justin also now in the rotation. Garrett just going for the quick shot to catch First Killer out. But First Killer responds. Sipical playing close with him. Start of OT. Looked like it could have been FaZe at the start. First Killer shakes off one. Garrett turning on to Mist, and the 50 drills through one. Sipical trying to crash Justin, but Justin clears it out for NRG, and they can get set back up.
NRG have somehow avoided going to match point against FaZe Clan and got us into this OT, but do they have what it takes to clutch this game out Last-second heroics worked out. But you know FaZe Clan are still hungry, and there's still
killer.
that man first killer lurking for that finishing goal.
But there's also Justin lurking in the net. Past the first killer, he can't make contact. A little too powerful of a pass from Typical.
Here comes Mist.
Now Mist on the catch,
Wait,
Typical
wait.
on the wing. But he can't fake out Garrett. Justin on the back line, he's already up. Denies first killer. Mist going for the boost steal, he's got it. But the challenge knocked away. Back over to Typical. Got the catch, works his way
alone.
around. Mist tracking the play. Mist back over to first killer. No, Garrett's gonna get to the ball, and no play here for FaZe. Garrett's got control, pops it high. Mist grabs it. Back over to the corner for FaZe. A scary opportunity, but they make the grab on defense. Justin deleted. Garrett deleted. Squishy, the hero that NRG need to respawn.
And that's such a necessary touch out of Squishy. He grabbed the midfield boost and was able to waste more time, but that's a good bounce. Very fortunate for Typical. It was on target, but Garrett G recovers in the net. NRG, they're not out yet, and they might just end the
He's got no
OT
boost.
if Garrett just can get a 50-50 back and forth, both teams exchanging blows.
He just had no boost. He couldn't stretch for
not
it.
a good
Squishy
touch.
cuts
That's
it off
not a
with
good
this-
touch.
That's a pass to first killer. He sees the net, but Justin closes it down. Missed another one up high. Taken away again by Squishy. NRG do not want this to go to match point. They would love to tie it up right here. Justin has given them every chance. 7 saves for Justin alone on NRG. Here he goes again. Back across to Mist. Drills it across, but first killer lies in wait, and he's gonna take it himself. First killer.
Squishy doesn't have a lot
starts
of
the
boost.
drill. Here he goes off the ceiling, but taken away again. NRG. They've responded to everything FaZe have thrown at them on offense in this OT, but they will not stop throwing things. There seems to be an infinite amount of ammo, but now Squishy hits one back off the board. Nobody can go. FaZe, a little dangerous there, Turtle, but they're able to get the ball back down. NRG still pressing.
14 saves out of NRG, and now it looks like they might have to make even more compared to the 5 saves of FaZe Clan. They've been on offense what feels like this entire OT. NRG looking for some kind of transition. That was a scary shot from Squishy. It looks like they're trying to throw tester shots at the FaZe Clan defense. Maybe they'll slip up.
Justin.
Out to
pass
Squishy.
Squishy. Shot too wide.
Here comes
Where's
Garrett.
There he is. First killer saves the day for FaZe. Squishy popping that one up again.
He got a demo.
Neither team will let the net open. Demos, bumps, anything. Here's another one. Denied by Garrett. He gets in the way. Missed the wins too
Squishy doesn't have a lot of boost.
Squishy's left alone in net. He gets on top. He gets the save. First killer misses the net.
Garrett.
Typical. The bouncer, Justin. First killer finally scores. Oh my God. Death by 1,000 cuts, and FaZe Clan got the knife.
How many shots is it gonna take to break down NRG? This felt like 4 or 5 in a row, and eventually they get an opening. FaZe Clan working hard to put us on match point.
3 straight overtimes and 3 straight losses for NRG. Despite the deep, that felt like vintage NRG
goodness.
right there with just
8 saves. Justin had 8 saves.
he had over half of his team saves. And like his saves were ridiculous too. NRG are calling a timeout now.
And we get the hat trick from first killer. That game provided us with
First
everything
killer
we
was
could have asked
nuts.
for. Absolutely unreal. And there is a timeout, like you said, from NRG. They need to cool off FaZe Clan, and that hurts because NRG, they weren't even supposed to be in that OT until the last 3 seconds. You saw the plays from Squishy to finish it off. Garrett G, the fake flip reset. It was such a well-calculated and well-established play. But in OT, we weren't seeing any pressure from them. Every single opportunity they got just felt like a lob down the other side, Jorby.
Yeah, they really couldn't get like much going, and they still
There was no
got-
boost either.
They still managed to get 10 shots on net. Justin didn't take any though. And like, Justin was too busy saving the ball.
Yeah.
Well, like, that's weird. I'm pretty sure Justin got a shot or 2. I thought he did anyway. Maybe I'm crazy, but you can't have FaZe shooting 18 times. That's gonna be real rough to survive, Turtle. So on Oasis, things gotta change here for NRG.
You can't rely on the efficiency of these saves right now. Like it's some of the most entertaining Rocket League I think we could ask for is seeing this defensive style from NRG. But they've got to find a way to break out of their own half. And as we take a look at the Mobile One high performance replay, this was ridiculous on both sides. First of all, we got a lot of amazing plays from Justin with the demo. That flip reset fake from Garrett G to set up Squishy to get us into the OT was a highlight reel in and of itself. But at the end of the day, there was too much pressure from FaZe Clan. How do NRG break out of defense? What's it gonna take? For me personally, I've been keeping an eye on the midfield boost. That's been what controls the pace of this game. Squishy all the time will look for that midfield boost, trying to get it. It's almost never there for him, and that's been how FaZe Clan can set a siege on the defense of NRG. They're taking the boost, they're controlling it, they're getting demos. And yes, you can rely as much as you want on Justin's goal line saves, but it's not going to be efficient because you will get scored on eventually, Torby.
Match point for FaZe Clan. NRG, their last life here. They'll fight back their best performance all season long. But FaZe Clan stand in the way, and a difficult opponent they have truly proven to be, to the surprise of absolutely nobody. It's Garrett trying to get NRG out of this first push on defense. Back pass, typical to first killer, back to Mist. First killer actually just wins that clean though. Despite the double commit, everyone lands where they need to. A first killer setting up Mist now. Justin in the air. Mist got the read. And there has been that slight battle in the air. Justin specifically has been countering or been jumping early at almost every ball that first killer has. His first killer has just been controlling the ball in almost every aerial he's had. His first couple of touches here, more harder touch, dodging into the ball. Now typical, it's a little high. It was actually dropping down. Justin got the save again.
I mean, they definitely understand the assignment to deny first killer as much as possible, but I think we've seen a big step up from first killer's teammates in Typical and Mist. I've been so impressed with them. Everybody always talks about first killer being a monster in his own right, but I really think this has been a team victory for FaZe Clan, and they're gonna need that again against NRG because they're not yielding on defense within the first minute of all that pressure, and finally they break out and get a sequence of offense. Here comes Justin. What's he gonna do with it? First killer up early from the ceiling. Not too productive out of NRG on offense.
I thought FaZe would have had something with a little more force there on the counter, but Typical ended up just dumping it. Another good catch here for first killer. Leaves it for Mist.
And he dunked him.
The dunk! He gets the double dunk! Oh, if it wasn't good the first time, it was sweet the second.
Oh man, we got so many dunks from Mist, and the carry from first killer out of his own half to get it across the pitch to Mist, set him up in the air, and Mist can finish it. The setup, the alley-oop from first, and of course the slam dunk from Mist.
NRG now forced to respond. 2 unanswered FaZe goals in the last 2 games. Here's a cut now, Squishy. Trying to be quick with it, but Mist had already pulled off, and then Squishy gets deleted. Good cut there by Typical as well, and FaZe Clan get time and space to think. Another demo. Typical taking Squishy out. Garrett,
they're just
got that.
It's got to be over from that one from first killer, I'm thinking, as it got transitioned over. I see NRG, you know, getting big clears down the other side. They're getting demoed out the way. There's not a lot of boost. Their life is depleting in this game, Joe, but we need to see a step up, some kind of change in the pace, in the speed from NRG. It's not looking good. I mean, even in that instance, Garrett G can't get a touch on it. He's giving away possession immediately to Mist. We're not seeing the same level of control, but here we go. Squishy over to Justin. Stuffed out by Typical, but there was a demo on the play, which means pressure is still going to be applied from NRG.
And Garrett can't go for that ball. Mist right on top of it. Mist doing so much work at the start of game 5. There he goes again, Typical. Back to first killer, cut off by Garrett. Cutoffs are good for NRG, but that offensive form, like you said, almost non-existent.
Yeah.
It's been mostly FaZe Clan control and pace of game. Here's another chance, Squishy looking for Justin. First killer's already in the air. They haven't done enough to make FaZe uncomfortable on defense. Usually, defenses are the ones who are supposed to respond, but it feels like NRG's offense is responding to FaZe's defense.
Yeah, and on top of that, I feel like NRG have been panicking, but it was a good setup out of Squishy. I like the dribble. I just want to see NRG prioritize possession more. And it's going to be hard. They don't have the boost, so the first instinct, of course, is to boom it to the other side. But this air dribble is exactly what I wanted from Garrett. It's going to open up opportunities, at least keep the ball in the half of FaZe Clan.
Oh, we got him.
And as I say that, it's a quick 1-2 pass connection in the corner. What do you do if you're NRG?
Now, Squishy's watching this play, and Justin's creeping up as he sees an initial double commit. And so he starts creeping up a little bit because First Killer initially hits it back. So Justin sees that and he's like, okay, I'm moving up. Squishy's also kind of moving back towards the midfield line. They're both in probably the worst spot possible. And that almost turned into a disaster for NRG. Now they have to right that ship. They need a minute that they haven't had in 10 plus. Garrett already downfield. Justin lobs it up to him. But First Killer, time and again, getting in the way. Typical. Got the catch back over to Mist. You said it's been a full team effort from FaZe. You're absolutely correct, Turtle. Mist started off with a banger.
Yeah.
Typical. Been making the tough touches in between.
Don't
and First Killer, he's been impossible to win a 50 against him in Oasis.
Yeah, it does feel like First Killer is the one closing out this game in particular on match point. And now look at all this space given to First Killer and company. There's even more for Typical. Nobody wants to challenge this out of NRG, and when we do, it's a double commit. Things all out of order. The organization not there. Rotations have been broken down. More space given up, but this is actually over to NRG. Do they have a sign of life? Garrett G can't find the double. Squishy's touches straight into the sky. And with 3 seconds left, FaZe Clan move on and secure a spot against Space Station Gaming.
FaZe Clan too strong of a Titan, and the nightmare continues into the lower bracket final. They started off on the wrong wheel, and it almost felt like it was going to be the same story as yesterday, Turtle. NRG winning close games, but winning them, and they couldn't do it in overtime against FaZe Clan. Even after they fought back to tie it, to send it to OT, they couldn't win that one. The margins were thin in this series, and then Game 5 came, and FaZe Clan just shoved a wrench into it, widened it right open, and now they're looking to bop Space Station right on the head into the grand finals. You do not want to miss that match. So stay in your seats, get your channel points ready. We'll be back after the break.